Yes, my friends, things are not going so well for the Falcons. We already know that. But there are some rumors circulating, and we need to keep an eye on what may come next. So let's break it down, and be sure to hit that like button as I keep you well informed daily. Now, on to the news. The Falcons may be about to make a big move in the draft, and fans should pay close attention. With the 15th overall pick in the upcoming NFL draft, Atlanta is in an intriguing position. Do they stay put and take the best edge rusher available, or do they look to trade up and acquire more draft capital? A recent discussion highlighted two teams that could be potential trade partners, the Denver Broncos and the Los Angeles Chargers. Denver currently holds the 20th pick, and there are two main reasons why they may be interested in moving up. First, head coach Sean Payton has a history of aggressively trading up in the draft since his time in New Orleans, so it wouldn't be surprising to see him try to move up the board. Second, the Broncos need a running back, and if they feel like Omari and Hampton, the RB2 in this draft class, won't make it to the 20s, they may be motivated to jump ahead of other teams that might be eyeing him. The Chargers, on the other hand, are at the 15th pick, and they have a potential reason to trade up as well. New head coach Jim Harbaugh may want to reunite with his former Michigan tight end, Colston Loveland. If the Chargers believe the Broncos might be eyeing Loveland at the 20s, they could try to jump them by trading up to Atlanta. But the real question for the Falcons isn't just about trading down, it's about what they should do with their first-round selection. Should they take the best player available, or should they draft based on positional need? The common belief is that Atlanta desperately needs an edge rusher, and this draft is stacked with talent at the position. The smart move might be to take the best pass rusher on the board instead of overthinking the pick. Terry Fontenot, the Falcons' general manager, is under pressure to get this pick right. In past years, Atlanta has had a tendency to make surprising selections. Michael Penix Jr. last year shocked everyone. But this time, it should be simple. There's a glaring need at edge rusher, and there will be elite talent available at 15. There's no need to overcomplicate things, just take the best available pass rusher and move on. Now, let's talk about a wild three-team trade idea that was recently floated. The proposal? The Falcons receive Trey Hendrickson from the Bengals, the Giants get Kirk Cousins, and the Bengals receive a third-round pick from New York and a fifth-round pick from Atlanta. On paper, this is a fantastic deal for the Falcons. Hendrickson is one of the best pass rushers in the league, and Atlanta would only be giving up a late-round pick to get him. But the problem? The Bengals aren't likely to accept such a low return for a player who has posted back-to-back 17.5 sack seasons. If this trade were to happen, Atlanta would almost certainly have to give up more. Then there's the Micah Parsons situation. There's been a lot of speculation about whether Dallas would consider trading their star edge rusher instead of paying him what could be a record-breaking contract. But is there any legitimacy to the trade rumors? The short answer, no. While it's true that Parsons is looking to become the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history, and while Dallas has been slow to negotiate with him, there's no concrete evidence that the Cowboys are actively shopping him. However, if Dallas does decide they don't want to pay Parsons $42 million per year, Atlanta should be at the front of the line to make a deal. Moving back to the draft, another interesting question has been whether Atlanta could target a cornerback instead of an edge rusher at 15. One name that has come up is Will Johnson, a highly talented corner from Michigan. While drafting a cornerback over an edge rusher might not be the most popular move, it could make sense if the Falcons believe they can find an elite pass rusher in the second round. There are strong options that could still be available, such as Jack Sawyer or Landon Jackson. But the concern is simple: fans aren't going to be happy if Atlanta spends another first-round pick on a defensive back when the pass rush remains a glaring issue. And speaking of trade rumors, what's the latest on Trayvon Walker? While there was some online speculation that Jacksonville's new GM might be open to moving the former first overall pick, there hasn't been anything concrete to suggest a deal is actually in the works. Walter Football initially floated the idea, but there's no indication that Jacksonville is actively looking to move Walker. That being said, he has quietly put up 2 straight seasons with 10 or more sacks, and if he were available, Atlanta should at least make a call. So where does that leave the Falcons heading into the draft? They have a few key decisions to make. 1. Do they stay at 15 and take the best pass rusher, or do they trade down for more picks? 2. If they trade down, who are the realistic teams that could move up? 3. Should they consider drafting a cornerback instead of a pass rusher in round 1? 4. Is there any possible way to land a star pass rusher via trade, whether it's Parsons, Hendrickson, or Walker? This is shaping up to be one of the most important off-seasons in recent Falcons history. If Atlanta makes the right moves, they could put themselves in a position to dominate the NFC South. If they miss, they could be looking at another year of frustration. So now it's your turn, Falcons fans. What's the best move for Atlanta? Should they stay at 15 or trade down? Should they target a pass rusher, or is there another position they should focus on? And if Parsons, Hendrickson, or Walker were available, would you make a move to get one of them? Drop your thoughts in the comments and let's talk about it, because this draft could define the future of the franchise. Now, the Falcons are showing real interest in offensive lineman Charles Grant from William and Mary. Falcons O-line coach Dwayne Ledford personally attended his pro day, a strong sign that Atlanta sees something special in him. Grant, a 6 feet 5 inches, 311-pound left tackle with nearly 35-inch arms, started 36 straight games in college and allowed just 2 sacks in 3 seasons. That kind of dominance is hard to ignore, especially when protecting a young quarterback like Michael Penix Jr. One of Grant's biggest strengths is his versatility. While he played left tackle in college, some scouts believe he could shift inside to guard or center, which makes him even more valuable for a team that just lost center Drew Dalman in free agency. Grant's quickness and ability to get to the second level make him a great fit for Atlanta's zone blocking scheme. However, he needs to refine his technique, particularly in anchoring against power rushers. Off the field, Grant is just as impressive. He's been recognized for his leadership and community service, earning multiple academic and humanitarian awards. He's the kind of player who fits the culture Atlanta is trying to build. So where does he fit? The Falcons have solid starters at most O-line positions, but right tackle Caleb McGarry is entering a contract year, and center remains a question mark. If Atlanta drafts Grant, he'd likely spend a year developing before stepping into a starting role. The challenge? He's projected as a day 2 pick, and the Falcons have 2 selections in the top 46, but don't pick again until number 118. If they want him, they'll have to decide if depth on the O-line is worth more than filling immediate defensive needs. Now, I want to hear from you, Falcons fans. Should Atlanta take a shot on Grant, or should they prioritize defense? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Falcons news. See you in the next one.